And I think we're live. Should be. Should. Let me know if we're not. Oh, that was the thing I was going to do too, was give my PC the priority on the network, so the kids are not stealing all the bandwidth for other less important YouTube things. So let's do that while we're waiting. And where did the chat go? There's the chat. Okay. Excellent. Oh, let's do this. All this Google Wi-Fi, it's all on there. Hey, James. Hey, Paul. Steve. How's it going? Hey, everybody. Alexa Media Player to play MP3. Did you get it working? Did you get it working, Bobby? I can't remember if I got it to play a local MP3 or not. I don't think I did. John Stewart, Josh, Lucas, Federico. How's it going, everybody? How's it going? Yo, Mike. QoS indeed. Is that that's the MQTT priority thing or something, right? Is that what I need to do with my network? Hello. How's it going, everybody? Man, you guys are awesome. Right off the bat. How's it going? Sorry I missed you. No, you got... Oh, you got it connected to your doorbell. Sweet. So when you press the doorbell, it plays something? Bobby, how's it going? Good morning. That's right. You're on the other side of the earth. Jim, hello. How are you? Let me prioritize my PC here so we don't get any stream interruptions, hopefully, like last time. Oh, good. Good. All right, let's see. Where are we at? Go to some settings. General settings. Maybe pick advanced. Can I do that? Device bridge, DNS. Which one did he set it as last time? I can't remember what it was. Boop, 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 boop. Maybe I picked the device. Priority device. Yes. Desktop. There's the one. Save for 1 hour. Okay. All right. We are kings of the internet at the Aiden house for 1 hour. How's it going, everybody? Have you found a way to monitor traffic? Yeah, that's what I just did. I just set it to priority. There's a little priority device. I could hook this up to the computer too, but anyways, it's just right there. Priority device. Then you pick your device. I picked the PC that I'm streaming from, and so we should be good. Connection failed. No way. This is the remote. Oh, come on. It was working a second ago. Streamlabs remote, blah, blah, blah. Go blue. We won. Thank goodness. Hopefully we'll keep that up against somebody that's better. All right. Holy crap. You're like the same wavelength. I was literally about to hop onto Facebook and give you poop on your lack of streaming, and suddenly it's live. That's right, man. I've been listening to your thoughts, Chris, and man, we got to talk. No, I'm just kidding. How's it going? Cheap Costco plug. Ooh, how's it going, Mark? Is it working? To get your cheap Costco plug to run Tasmota? That'd be cool. I've got this plug here. Switch on the desktop one. Now that I just lost that, let's see. Desk. Sweet. So I've got this plug here, which I'm gonna I think it's a Tuya plug. I think I showed you guys this before. It's a Tuya plug, best I can tell. At least they use the same app. But man, flashing this thing would be a beast if you can really see under there, which you probably can't. It looks to me, best I can tell, like the serial pins are under there. There's 4 solder points right there, and this is the ESP chip, so I'm guessing that that's where they are. I don't see any place else on this chip that we could get into, so I may do this just for the fun of doing it, but oof, no bueno. Can I OTA the SV? Yeah, I think so. I mean, the OTA and Sonoffs is all about what firmware they have. And if they've got a firmware, if they've got 1.6 or 1.8, it's a no-go. I think if you have 1.5, which is, the older version, or if they've got version 2, of this the stock IT firmware, then you can do the OTA. But if you're in anywhere in between, no can do. So how's it going, everybody? Hopefully I have some time to post some new projects of mine in the community soon. Have a few neat things. Awesome. Well, we'd love to see them. From Queensland, how's it going? It must be morning, right? Te pido en agosto for Luciano Pereira. I don't know. I got some of that. You're asking me for agosto. I don't know what that is. And then Luciano, help me out, Martin. Help me out. Sorry. So, lost the stream? No way. Stream cut out for a few seconds. Uh-oh. Is it back? Gosh, man. Brand new sub. Hey, thanks, Ken. That's great. Oh, did you get the little dancing guy? You should have had a little dancing guy. Maybe it's not showing up right now on this. Let's see if I can do it from here. There should be, oh no, the alert box is on. So yeah, anyways, a little bit of dancing guy. Do I listen to the Home System podcast? I do. They had Paulus on again last week to talk about new stuff. What did he say? Because I haven't listened to it yet. I do like to listen to it. And hey, Tony, good morning. Is it morning? Probably. Choppy picture? Frick. Stinking thing. I put this as the priority device. We'll see what it does. I don't know. I don't know what else to do. Sorry. Can I repeat what I said about OTA? It was cutting off. Sure. Stream is breaking up. Must be the Google QoS thing. Yeah, I said it to give it to me, make me the primary viewer, but I don't know. Comcast hates me. So what I was saying about OTA is there are a variety of different versions of the Sonoff firmware. If you have version 1.5 or version 2 on your Sonoff device, and it doesn't matter which one it is. It could be the SV or one of the touch switches or one of the plugs or anything in between. So if you have 1.5 or version 2, you can use OTA. If you have version 1.6 or 1.8, OTA flashing with Tasmota will not work. Okay. I've never seen a 1.7. There must have been a 1.7, but all I've ever seen is, oh man, did freeze for a little bit. Okay. Well, sorry guys. I hope it doesn't keep up. I don't know what else to do. I'll keep on working on it. I didn't want to shut down the kids. They're having fun watching the show on Netflix, so hopefully it'll be over soon. Won't give us too much grief, hopefully. Oh, cool. Hey, hi, Parker and Gracie. How are you? All right. So I was out of town for most of the end of last week. And he come up with a fix for the Sonoff T1 falling out of the wall apart from hot glue. So I haven't done it yet, Barry, but what I was thinking of doing is I'm going to try, and I don't know if the trick is I don't know if it'll conduct through the plate. But what I'm hoping to be able to do is to put the touch or the T1 behind a standard faceplate for a switch, just the blank ones. And then hopefully you can touch it through that still. It should work because the glass on the face of the T1 is the same width, about maybe even the faceplate's even skinnier. So it should still work. Now then, what do you do behind that? I think what I'm going to do, let's pull it out and look at it. I still have these from forever ago. I've been waiting for a good time to turn off the power and install them, and there's just never a good time. You always have to have like an hour to get into something like that, and I often find myself with less time than that. Let's see, this one's already taken apart. We'll do this one. Okay. I think what you can do, or what I'm thinking I will do, is you pop off this faceplate part out here, and then take off this outer part of the circuit board, and then somewhere right around here, right, you should be able to put a couple of screw holes that will then line up with your box in your wall. And if you use flat screws, and if you're worried about conduction, maybe put a piece of tape, a piece of electric tape, or you could hot glue or something too. I don't think you're going to have a problem because it doesn't look like on those parts of the circuit board, at least here, there's not much. Here, maybe you might you know, you could conceivably, short something. So maybe put a piece of electrical tape here or put it there. But then you put this back on. So now you've secured this part to the box, right? With a couple of new holes and a couple of screws. And now you put this part back on, and then you can put the blank faceplate over the top of that. That's my plan. That's what I'm hoping to do. Thanks, Simon. And loving the Facebook page. Great. I have not been very active on the Facebook page or on Discord for a few days, so sorry. But I had a good time. We went up to Idaho, saw my dad, saw this VW that he started working on, that we're bringing down to my house in a little bit to, in a few months probably, to start working on, turn it electric. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time. All right, let's see. I got several questions up here. What kind of switch is that? That is, let me search my emails and I'll find it for you. Or actually, I think it's on Amazon. I can find it for you. I'll give you the link here in a second. Go to my orders. It's essentially a Tuya plug, Bobby. It's similar. So it uses a similar app anyways. Okay, there we go. So I'm pretty excited about this bug. I don't know if you guys have ever got the chance to work with an old Volkswagen Beetle or otherwise, but they're cool, and they're complex enough that you look at the engineering and you go, wow, that was genius. But then they're simple enough that you can actually take it apart and figure it out and maybe modify it, improve it, put it back together. So it's pretty cool. All right, let's see. That's the switch that I was looking at. Oh, I am dropping frames. I am dropping 4% of my frames. Oh, that's a bummer. For electric cars, make sure you check out, Jehu Garcia, it's his fault. Well, that's not totally his fault. I was going to do it anyways, but if I kill myself by building my own battery, it'll be Jehu's fault. I love that guy, man. I love how just genuine he is when he gets his when he does his streams and stuff. He doesn't pretend to be anybody. He just, hey, I'm a guy and I learned this stuff and this is what I'm doing and I'm going to tell you about it. And so I like him. Yeah, I like the way he does his stuff. So yeah, I'll be watching his stuff. I was watching it this morning, and I'll definitely be using him for reference. I was trying to find his, he'd made those little circuit boards, those PCBs to put batteries on, and I was trying to find the link to buy those, and I couldn't find it. So if you find it, or if you have it handy, share it. That'd be cool. Let's see. Never tried. Let's see. Oh, you guys were chatting about something else. Good. What's the issue we're discussing here? You just came in. You know what? I don't know what the issue is either. I'm trying to find out. Home Assistant versus OpenHAB, pros and cons. Ray, I don't know. I have not tried OpenHAB. I've been saying for probably 9 months, oh yeah, I'm going to try OpenHAB. Haven't done it. So if there's anybody else in the chat maybe that has, you guys can pipe in and tell us what you think. I know if I'm going to go to a source for learning about OpenHAB, it would be, oh gosh, what's his name? Yo-Yo knows tech. And I sent him an email a long time ago, and offering him to do a little cooperation where I would use OpenHAB for a month and he'd use Home Assistant for a month, and then we'd each make a video and put it out at the same time. I thought that'd be kind of fun. Haven't heard back from him, so I probably should try him again. I don't know how good he is with getting back to folks, but Charlie, how's Reynosa? Guamaso, you had some guamasos? You lucky dog. Oh, guamasos are the best. What do you like? I guess it's a burrito. It's like almost maybe a quesadilla. I don't know. It's fantastic. Big tortillas, lots of meat and cheese and sauce, and it's ginormous, and it's wonderful. And it's only in Reynosa. The real ones are only in Reynosa, anyways. Trying to use one of the switches to trigger an automation instead of the relay, but wasn't able to do it. Oh, how come, Alexander? The biggest thing is you probably need to also set a relay. Even if you don't actually have a relay, you have to set a relay so that it will change the MQTT topic by a number at the end. Ew, OpenHAB blasphemy. I'd be willing to try it out. I can't imagine. Sorry, I got something on the lens. of the camera. Can't imagine it'd be better. You know, one of the reasons I went with Home Assistant early on was just because I looked at what a lot of people were doing and listened to a lot of people that said, hey, I tried them all. I tried several different kinds, and Wink and Smart Things and OpenHab and Dominance, or however it's said, and I just found out that it's the best. You know, Home Assistant's the best. So great. Hey, how's it going, Rob? Or you can use custom switch topics. There you go. There you go. Yep. Using the I don't know what the TDH22 is. Oh, temperature and humidity. Is that what it is? The 22 component configuration. I don't know. You know what I'm noticing? I'm gonna need glasses. Like I'm reading what you guys are writing in the chat there, and it's like hard to see, and it shouldn't be. It's not small. Are we all set for Saturday? We are all set for Saturday. If you're talking about watching the kids, we need to chat about that, unfortunately, because my wife's got a bunch of other things going on, and we're not gonna have nobody's gonna be at our house, so she can take them to the soccer games if you're okay with that. But let's chat about it. Hey Dale, let's see. Seems T1 US, you can't set a specific switch topic. Oh, really? You know, I haven't tried, Alexander. I haven't tried. You mean what you're trying to do is set another one of these switches to just send an MQTT topic? Well, if you're going to do that, then you're not going to have that switch set to a relay, right? Like you just won't have anything connected to the relay contact here for that switch. Then you can just in your configuration set the command for, you know, you set the topic that pops up when you push that switch to activate your automation. That should work. That should work. If you're trying to do it and have something connected to the relay, then you're probably going to be in trouble. Iowa, yeah, bad for Mexican food. Midwest, I don't know if I've ever had it. When we were in Ann Arbor, I don't remember having great Mexican food. Certainly never had great Mexican food. We had a place we would go and we liked, but it was one of those places where they just put the same sauce on everything, you know? I guess that's okay if it's good sauce and you don't get it very much, but... Oh, okay, great. I'll tell her, Tyson. That's what she offered tonight. We were talking about it. So if that's okay with you, that's what we'll plan on. We'll work it out. Switch topic, whatever you want. Listening to it's changed to on via MQTT triggered automation set. Do I have a Decora switch panel you can put over to show the clearance? Probably. You'll have to... Brief intermission. And he's back. Oh, okay. So what I've got is one that's empty and then one that has a little switch in it that I can take out. So that'll give us a good idea. Not a food show. Must be hungry here. I am hungry. I just had some wheat thins for dinner. Anyone try a Magic Home LED strip controller with Tasmota? Not I. Not I, but I've heard. I mean, it's on the list, so it should work. How's it going? Have you tried it? You tried it, Ray? Fat old man always hungry. Aren't we all? Glenn, aren't we all? Fat old man and hungry? Okay, let's see. So, if you put that on there, I think, I mean, you could mark out, you could see how it fits on there pretty well. I think what you'd have to do, now it looks like what you'd have to do is, can you see that very well? Probably not. It's not, it's trying to autofocus and it's kind of messy. I think what you might have to do is, you might have to actually trim down even more of this edge because it's going to be too big. This flange out here on the T1 is made to sit outside of the switch box, it looks like. So the plan will not work completely without more modification even to this. But I think it's probably worth doing still. I think it's probably worth doing. It looks like the switch sits right behind there. But gosh, if it doesn't touch, it won't conduct. But maybe you have to push it in a little. I don't know. I'll have to do it and experiment with it and let you know how it turns out. But I think it's the way to go. I think it's the way to go. And then, of course, the other option would be to use one like I have here that has the thing cut out of it, which also is not maybe ideal, but this one's got the face cut out, and then those switches would fit in there. So maybe you fill that in or something. I don't know. I'm trying to come up with good ways to make good use of these switches. I still think these T1s are pretty good. I don't think you're not going to get ghost switching. You've got the chance to have 3 relays all in one little spot. I mean, they're pretty great, but I don't know. What do you think of those? Tried the RF bridge and the remote, and it surprisingly didn't work. Didn't work. Impossible. Impossible. I wonder how come it didn't work. Oh, they do make slightly oversized covers. You're right. You're right. They do make slightly oversized covers. I think though you'll still run into the problem that that this outer flange, here. I don't have a switch box. I know I don't have a switch box. I don't even have to go looking for that. I don't have one up here. But this outer flange piece is made to go outside of the switch box. So, but that's not that big a deal. I mean, it's just plastic. You just cut it, right? Just leave enough space here. I'm gonna actually do that. Oh, found the PC. Yes! Thank you, Ken. Ken just sent me a tweet on the Twitter about Jehu's PCBs. That's fantastic. That makes me very excited. Ooh, which reminds me, just another fun bit of news to tell you. My Leaf, I'm gonna get the battery upgrade, and they're gonna let me keep, I think. They told me they would, but the guy had to check with some supervising whatever. But I think they're gonna let me keep the battery. So I'm gonna get my old Leaf battery, which will still be, I mean, it's still good for probably at least 12 kilowatt hours, probably more like 14, 15. So that'll be cool. That'll be, I might use that in the bug. That'd be fun. Kitchen garage DrZzs, it's keeping strong. Okay, also, when I have connection to wrong wires and made some sparks. Woo. Okay, well, it's good to know it's still alive. Both kids just yelled at the TV. Hi, Justin. Hi, Gracie. My girls are excited to play. My girls are excited to play with your boy again. All right, so I believe it's a very good piece for the price. I do too. I do too. I have to be careful because if the plate partially naked, you can touch a pin with 110 volts or 120 volts. Yeah, you can. This up here, that's going to be the problem, right? So, I mean, these should be low voltage, and you shouldn't have anything that's higher voltage, that far out of your switch box. So I would hope you'd be safe, but in any of this, I guess you're taking a little bit of a risk. You got to try and do it as safely as you can. I think what I would do is, I don't know, what's the better insulator, hot glue or electrical tape? I don't know. I'd probably want something on there that wouldn't even be just tape, but maybe tape would be enough. I'd kind of look at where my screw sits, and if this thing is like completely out of the junction box, this part up here, then I would be fine leaving it. I don't think these will be. I think those will be. I guess you might have some of these other components, but I'm not worried about the front. I'm not worried about this stuff up here coming in contact with anything. I'd be worried only about this stuff on the back. So this is the RF receiver part, I think. And so I would just cover those up, glue or tape or something like that. Liquid tape. Ooh, liquid tape sounds good. API, yes, the Leaf, and that's the other thing I'm doing. My Leaf is a 2012, so the computer in it is 2G. I didn't catch that. Sorry for anybody who named their Amazon Echo the same way I did. She just responded to me. Anyways, so the nav and the entertainment center, whatever in the Leaf from 2012 is a 2G, and they just don't have a network anymore. There's no more 2G networks, and so the Nissan has offered to pay for like the majority of the upgrade. It's like a $1,200 upgrade, and I think they're paying like $1,000 of it. So for $200, I'll get the new one, and then it'll be on 3G, and then I'll be able to tap into the API. That's the plan. That's the hope. I think the high voltage site resides on the second PCB. Yeah, I agree. Alexander, I think you're right. I think all the high voltage stuff should be down here. So, you know, you'll have this, these pins are the only connection between the two. So hopefully you'll be all right. Cut this part out. It seems like I've done dumber things than that. I've done less safe things than that. So, but there you go. I once wrote an app for Pebble Watch to control my leaf. Unfortunately, Pebble is dead now. That's funny. I'm sorry, Roy. That's great though. I mean, that's an achievement. That's too bad. I never had a Pebble Watch. I'm not a watch guy. Don't have a watch at all. Multiple layers of the white color plasti dip. Ooh, that'd be good too. That'd be good. The stuff I used on the Dragon, I've got some of that. Turns it into plastic. You could use 100 things, right? Whatever you got close. Captain tape, maybe. Cool. Good idea. Thinking of flush mounting them. Flush mounting them. Well, you mean with something that's, you know, like this, that's flat over the top of them? I think that's a good idea. I think that's the best way to do it. These will light up and shine through, you know, most anything that's reasonably thick plastic and not too thick. And yeah, you should be able to contact them through there. That's what I'm planning on doing. So one of these days when I get some time to work on my house, I'll do those things. More expensive US approved switches have some protection between the two PCBs. That's the difference. Yeah. You could easily throw a sheet of plastic in there. It's no different. If you saw that one video, I took one apart and that's all they had. I mean, it was a thin sheet of plastic. It was no different than one of these face plates. And it was just, you know, laying in between those two circuit boards. That's it. That's it. Hey, Gene, how's it going? Or Jean. It's probably Jean, isn't it? All right. Make plastic screws that size. Oh, that's a good question. That's a good question. I don't know. You know, if your junction box is plastic, which in my case it is, not everybody probably has plastic junction boxes, but newer houses certainly do, at least here. So good news, fun news, more fun news. I got in the mail something that I had forgotten that was even on the way. That's how long it's been since it was ordered. Dun 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 dun. You recognize this guy? El Black Bean, right? And this guy goes along with it. The cord's not long enough and it actually is plugged in right now. And this guy to go along with it. Dun, 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 dun. I actually already got this one set up to turn on the TV in here last night, just with its own native app. So I'm excited about these. This one's going to go downstairs in the theater room, and then I'll probably leave this one up here just to control this one little TV. And what I found was I've got some LEDs. I've got some LEDs behind the desk here just to make some colors, and they came with an IR remote control. When I was setting this thing up to control the TV, if you have one of these, you've gone through it, totally screaming up some things. Yeah, I don't know, Rob. I saw that I saw that video and I put it in my watch later list, so I'll probably watch it tomorrow or something. But anyways, I was what this does when you go to set it up through its native app is if you don't want to, you know, you can go through and it'll try and guess what TV you have. You can you pick the brand, and then it'll go through and it'll say, okay, touch this button, and you touch it and it'll say, did your TV turn on? And then you say yes or no. If you say no, then it goes to the next one. It says, well, try it now. Touch this button. Did your TV turn on? No. And it'll go through those. And then if it turns on the TV, you go, okay, now touch this button. Does it turn up the volume? Yes or no? Okay, yes. Then you go on, or no. Then it gives you another choice. Did this turn up the volume? No. So anyway, it really works out cool. But what happened was, it started playing with my lights. It got my lights all flickering, and I can't get it to stop because I can't find the remote control. So in its testing of, you know, does this turn up your volume or does this turn down your volume, whatever, it interfered with my lights, or it controlled my lights for a second, got them all like strobing, and I can't make it stop. All right, let's see. Sorry if I bumped the message there, but. Ooh, I get an automation of fire. I'm trying to read your message here, Paul. I will totally let you know, Bobby, because my plan is what I'd like to do. Let me ask you, Bobby, did you get it set up so that, like I was trying to look at the different ways that you can set up this you know, IR bridge and the devices in Home Assistant, and it seemed to me what would be the easiest one to do would be to, you know, you turn it on, you go into Home Assistant once you get it set up and restart Home Assistant, and it'll show up as an entity, and then you can go in and run a service to tell it to learn a code. And so when you run that service, it goes into sort of learn mode, right? And then you touch the button on your remote and it'll give you the long code. And then you can set a switch response for that code. So on or off or up or down or something like that. So that seems like the easy way to me. But it looked like there was another way where you get the app to like export all the devices that you put in, and then you can somehow import those into Home Assistant. Did you do that? Curious. It seemed like a really hard way to do it. So I wasn't planning on doing that. Oh. All right. So Paul was asking a question here about getting an automation to fire again. So what happened was he's got somebody. This is the same thing, Paul. What I did with the Dragon, and what I did with the Dragon, and with the the RF sensors that only have one code. You have to put in. You can do it two ways. One, you can just put at the end of the automation for it to turn the sensor back to off. That's probably the easiest thing. Or the other thing was what I did when in the Dragon was made a Boolean, and that Boolean had to be on for it to activate, and then at the end of the automation you turn it on or turn it off, to make things go in a sequence. But I think based on what you're saying, you said guy had fired a verbal automation when a water sensor changed from off to on, but then couldn't figure out how to make it work again. He had to reset the state of the sensor for it to work again. And I wonder if you had any of the same things with your ESPN lights. I didn't have any of that with the ESPN lights, but you can set a sensor state, and you should be able to set the sensor state with the with an automation. So even at the end of that automation, you set the sensor state back to off. That might work. If not, then do it as a separate automation that's supposed to run at the end of that one. That would be my first approach to that problem. So, let's see. I agree with Rob that I like the way Google Home sounds. I think the voice sounds more natural. Alexa, she who shall not be named, she sounds good, but not as good as that. And the Microsoft one, like I tried messing with the Cortana or whatever. It's horrible. It sounds awful. It sounds awful. But I'm having trouble with my Alexa media players right now. I tried to get them working again, and I haven't had time to do it tonight. So the Broadlink doesn't need to be flashed to work with Home Assistant. No, Stuart, does not. It's there's a component in Home Assistant for the Broadlink, and once you activate that component, then you have to set it up in the configuration of Home Assistant for your devices. So you have to say like, TV office on is this code, TV office off is this code, and you'll have to set it up with switches. So it's a little bit of manual work in the configuration file. But no, you don't have to flash anything. Best I can see. Oh, let's put that back to that one. Oh, look at me. I'm like floating up in the sky. Okay. So here it is. So you set it up initially, and then I'm assuming you restart, and then you have to set up what type of module it is. For me, this one is I think it's the RM2 Pro Plus, I think. But I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to verify that. And then here's some examples of what your configuration is going to end up looking like. So you'll set your, the host is the IP address of the Broadlink when it's connected to your network. So you do that all through the app when you initially set up the Broadlink. So you just use their app and you set it up. And you can get your the MAC address of it from, I don't know if you can get it from the app, but you get it from your router, right? And then you set up switches, and the switches are like Philips TV. This is the command for on, and then this is the code that it gives you, like I described when you run the service that puts the Broadlink in learning mode. So then it'll spit out a code for you, and you just copy that code and paste it into your config. And this one, this is an example of a whole bunch of ons and offs. I haven't done volume. I don't remember seeing how they did volume in here, but I would expect volume and even channel control should be possible. So, do I use Home Assistant Cloud or if this and that for voice control? If you're asking me, I use Home Assistant Cloud and I use She Who Shall Not Be Named and Google Home. I use them both. Sometimes I use one, sometimes I use the other, but I have them both connected and they work great. Sometimes I just to change it up. In French, we have called That's how you do it in French, Wellington. That's awesome. Pick up an Amazon Dot for $49 if you're going to give it a shot for not a huge investment. Agreed. And if you watch, is Chris still here? Chris Brooks has found some deals, right, Chris? Where did you find deals? On Amazon or not Amazon? Sorry. eBay. But watch Amazon because they will go on sale. I've seen the Dots for as low as 25. I think when I saw them last, like Thanksgiving-ish, Christmas-ish, for 35, I bought like 5. Like, because what we ended up doing was putting one in each room where people hang out, bedrooms and TV rooms and things, and then we have an intercom system. We use them they have a little thing called drop in, and oh, look at that, 3 for 75 last week, awesome. Yeah, so if you can get them, $25 is about as cheap as you can get for one of those Dots, and that is a steal because it's a useful device. So these plugs that I was showing you, let me go back to the desk camera for a minute. These plugs that I was showing you, the Tuya plugs, where did I put it? Oh, it's over here. I keep calling them Tuya. I think they're technically had a different brand name when I got them, but what I've done with these, since the pack I bought had 4 of them in it, but what I've done with the other 3 is I've hooked them up to fans. Just had a few fans. I had 2 fans in the garage, 1 fan in the boys' sort of playroom, and what I've done is just set them up with the native app. So I don't have control of them in Home Assistant, but I do have control of them through She Who Shall Not Be Named. And that's easy enough because in both places where we have those switches and those fans, I figure the only time you're going to use them, somebody's going to be in that room. And if I can't see that they're on. So I wish I could control them maybe with Home Assistant. I know that Tuya has a component, or that Home Assistant has a component for Tuya, which is supposed to work. And I think Mark was telling me that he got his working, but then something got screwed up with the new 0.77 and authentication. So anyone use this as an Alexa speaker? Zolo Hollow Bluetooth. No, I haven't heard of it. No, but it sounds cool. It sounds cool. I was looking at this Blitzwolf one on Banggood today too. Thought that was cool. $20. Wow, that's a steal. That's a steal. I want to try out a Sonos. I want to try the Sonos. They're expensive. They're not cheap, but I think maybe you can control them with Home Assistant. Yes, maybe Bobby, maybe it was you. So I just got to figure out how, right? I did the initial setup. I tried it once and something wasn't right. It wasn't working. I haven't gone back to try it again. Anchor Company. Oh, is that who makes them? Is that the sort of the brand under the brand? Anchor. That's cool. Yours still works on 7.3. Okay, great. I need to go back and try it. So once again, Bobby, you're in Discord, right? Because I know you're on the other side of the earth, so I'll have to take timing into consideration, but I might pick your brain about that. About to try installing Google Home on a Linux. And installed Mycroft. Yeah, how was that, Mycroft? Did you like it? I saw you had some posts on Facebook, but I didn't get it enough time to read it all. The voice was, all this stuff of nightmares is not very intuitive. Okay, good. Well, that's all I needed to know then. That's all I needed to know. It sounds like it's got the thumbs down from Chris Toffer. So, Mycroft, no bueno. You see my message on Discord. Oh, good. You can install. Yep. Build a security system with cheap MQTT sensors, no DIY. How can you build a cheap security with MQTT sensors, no DIY? Pablo, if I was going to build, I think the cheapest security system that you can build is going to be the RF bridge and the RF sensors. So, I actually even have extras again. Because I was going to use this for the Maker Faire, but I couldn't wait for the stuff to come in the mail, so... This is the RF bridge. This is what I would start with. When you say no DIY, though, it's got to be a little bit of DIY, right? We can do a little DIY. You don't have to, like, solder or anything. You might have to flash, but you don't have to solder. So this is the RF bridge, and then these are going to be, I think, one of two, maybe three really good options for door sensors. Let me get this out of the bag. These are the 2-code sensors that I used in the RF bridge Tasmota video from like a month ago. So these are the good 2-code sensors. Look at that thing's really sticking to it, the magnet. And I can poke around and grab some links for you if you want them. Let me know. You're using OpenMQTT Gateway. Yeah, I started there, but once I got the Tasmota value template worked out, so it would get the data code out of the payload. Then it started working like great. So I love it. I love the idea of the Shelly, and I wrote them an email and asked them for some, but they haven't written me back yet. So, but hopefully I'll get some. There's a couple spots in my house where I think I'm going to swap out the Sonoff and put in a Shelly. How about that? I know it sounds like blasphemy too, but if you're in this chat and you don't like little DIY, get out. You know, Chris just says what he thinks, right? No, you got to do a little DIY, right? That's the fun of it. I gotta agree with Chris on that part. That's the fun of it, no doubt. I do this. You know, could I buy Control 4 and all these fancy systems? You bet, sure. You know, but why? I mean, I just want to. It's just fun, you know. So, Shelly 1 working. I like it. Noisy though. Oh, noisy in what way? Like noisy, like you can hear it? Like is it humming or something? Is it buzzing? Because that would be no good. You can use those sensors for 3-way switch too. Oh, you know what? Actually, Tyson, that reminds me. Somebody asked me about that today, and I told them to find you in Facebook because they were asking about how they could use. They were asking about how they could use. I don't remember who it was. How you could use a T1 at one end of the hallway, but then have another. You know, he was talking about maybe running like wires from one of these touch pads to the other end of the hallway. And I said, no, I think you can just get one of these RF, you know, get a single code RF switch like you had and, you know, a dollar store thing and make a little switch out of it. And, you know, they sell them that are like $8 or, you know, you save a couple dollars if you do it your way, but then you get the joy of creating it yourself and learning, right? All right. Be a little DIY. Okay, good. Oh, you have a broad link. So sometimes you have troubles with home assistants that suddenly can't read data. Oh, really, Pablo? Oh, that's a bummer. Well, my Sonoff RF bridge with Tasmota has been very, very stable. It's been pretty solid, I got to say. Of all the things, I don't get any random activations or things, and stuff seems to get recognized reasonably quickly. It's not instant, but I've got it. The one that I use the most is in the garage. I've got the garage lights hooked up with an RF motion sensor that runs on a battery, just sits out in the garage. And I'll also have it set up on the contactor on the door. So one of these kind of contactors up on the door. And so I open the door, the contact opens, the signal goes to the RF bridge and to Home Assistant and then back to the light switch. And by the time I get down 3 steps or most of the way, the lights are on. So that it works pretty well, pretty dependable. All right. Do I know of a way to get the Node MCU working with 5-volt or 12-volt camera? Interesting, Daniel. So what are you trying to do with the Node MCU and the camera? I thought I saw somebody do something weird like that, like BitLooney maybe. I don't know of anything. I mean, you can use it as pan tilt and stuff, but I don't know if they have the power to really process video or anything like that. So I don't know. That'd be an interesting idea. I wonder what everybody else has to say. Fridge cam. Yeah, you need a fridge cam. See if the kids are getting into your Dr. Pepper. All right. What are you guys talking about? So what was the verdict? Did the Shellys make noise? Did they hum or buzz or something? It's probably fine if they did for me, where I want to use them. It wouldn't bother me personally. Oh, the relay click. Oh yeah. Yeah, you're always going to hear that. You're always going to hear that. I think it's funny. In my regular job at work in anesthesia, when I turn on the gas that keeps people asleep, every time I turn it on, I hear the relay click in the machine, and I know that sound, right? It goes click, and I know, oh, that's a relay, right? That relay just switched on, and that, you know, opened a valve or did whatever it's doing. So I could key into that, like, oh, that's a relay. I heard that. I know the relay click. I should set that as my text tone when I get messages on Discord or something. That'd be fun. All right, you built a cool automation this week based off the history statistic component. It sends me a notification if the temperature rises or falls more than X degrees in the last hour. Oh, cool, Paul. Oh, that's cool. Do we have a place to post all that stuff yet? We were talking about doing that, right? I started working on the website. If you guys haven't been back to the DrZzs.com, I gave it a little bit of a facelift. Nothing spectacular. I'd like to do a little more. But one of the things I want to put on there is a place to share that kind of stuff. You can share it in the Home Assistant forums. Home Assistant forums has a really cool share your projects tab, and I used to go through there a lot looking for fun things to do and good ideas. It's kind of cool to see what people do. There's some, I mean, you guys are all super smart, and the stuff you come up with is really cool. So share it there at the very least. And then Facebook is another good place. Share it with the rest of us in the Facebook group. All right. Light scheduler, custom node. What else was I going to say? I was going to say something about, maybe I was going to say Grafana. Actually, Paul, yeah, I was going to ask you about Grafana if you were doing that with Grafana, but it sounds like, oops, bumped the table. All right. Wishing you could get a 3-way variant of a DIY relay for lights. Seems like it should just work, but I've read it can't. So Andrew, you're trying to do 3-way variant of a DIY relay. So explain what you mean a little bit so I can understand it. You mean like a 3-way switch where you have 2 switches at 2 ends of the hallway? Or do you mean you have like one relay and you switch it one way and it turns on one circuit, and you switch it the other way and it turns on the other circuit? Tell me what you're thinking. Don't forget to smash that like button. I'll probably, I know this is, I hate cutting it off, man. I know, but we'll go about another 10 or 15 minutes, and then I'm gonna have to get the kids to bed. I had such a fun weekend, guys. Let me tell you. So went up to Idaho to see my dad. I had my brother just got home from Zimbabwe. He's in Zimbabwe for a couple years on a mission, and so I got to see him again for the first time in a couple years. And then my other brother came over, and he just got a bug a couple months ago, and so I had 2 brothers and my dad and me and 2 and sometimes 3 of my sons, and we were all tag teaming on this bug. And we took the axles apart in the back. We took the front brakes off. You know, we did all this. We changed out the shifter rod, this big long shifter rod with a bushing that was bad, and tore up the dash and got it all cleaned up. It was so much fun. But just being with the family like that and doing something that we all love, it was just so cool. I mean, there was a point where it was like me and the 2 brothers, and there's 6 hands all on these little parts, but we're all like one of us is holding the screw for the other guy who's screwing it in, and the other guy's holding this other thing the other way. I mean, it was so fun. So I had such a good time. Anyways, it was like my ideal vacation. All right. Sorry, I missed what you guys are talking about. Talk more about Node-RED in your videos. Very interesting. Yeah. I sent somebody to you today, Rob, for Node-RED. So one of the surgeons actually was talking to me about, he's actually done a lot of home automation stuff and seemed like a pretty smart guy. And he was asking me if he needed Home Assistant. And I said, well, Home Assistant's great, and he's already done like a bunch of his own scripts and stuff. And I thought maybe, from what he was telling me, I thought maybe just Node-RED is what you need. And he had never heard of it before. So there'll be a couple more views for you. Not that, you got tons. It's awesome. You think there's a chance a regular Shelly 1 could operate on one end of a hallway? I know, Rob. I feel you, brother. So many videos to make. So many videos to make. I want to read what Chris said, though. Chris always says the craziest stuff. Let's see. She says, oh my goodness, the temperature outside is below 68 degrees. You should shut off that noisy air conditioner, crack them the window. Bonfires. Okay. Breezes, falling leaves, the Halloween parties, a great time to be alive. You know what? I'm with you. I love it. Going dressed up as a slutty iPhone. Oh, pictures. We're gonna want some pictures. Oh, I love the fall too, man. Fall is the best time of the year. I love it. We'll be opening the windows up here tonight too. It's probably gonna be in the 60s. Holiday LEDs are sound activated. Mine are not, but I did get it's kind of a sound. I don't even know what to call it. It's a little box that goes in between your control module So whatever is sending the information to your lights that makes them dance and do their thing, and the lights. So it's you like insert it in between whatever's controlling your lights and the actual lights. So it's kind of an extra controller. And in it somehow listens to the sound, music, whatever's playing around it, and modulates the brightness of the lights. So I haven't got to play with it. I've got it. And I'm hoping, you know, I've got several things I got to get done. The Maker Faire is this coming Saturday. So I've still got to crank on the Dragon and get those couple things together and then put everything back together that I had at the last Maker Faire. It's all pretty much together, but, you know, it's been in the garage 6 months and I got to fine tune it and get it all set up. So I got to get all that done this week. And there's 2 days, tomorrow and Thursday, I'm not even going to be home from work. So I've got really Wednesday and then Friday to do those things. And then I've got a couple of videos. I got to do the Broadlink one. And then there's another one or two I wanted to do very soon. I can't remember which ones they were. But anyways, I do want to get to some holiday lights again because a lot of things have changed. A lot of things have gotten better. I think we've solved a couple of problems. Even, you know, my videos that I thought I solved a lot of problems then, we've solved some more even now. And some people have contributed and added new effects. So I want to do something else for holiday lights again, especially since it's that time of year. So hopefully we'll get to that in the next month. Plus I got this bug now to work on. So, oh man, almost fall in the south, getting ready for pumpkins and mosquitoes and humidity. Flip flops, oh man. No, out here it's going to be, I know I have some door sensors I can bring. Yeah, I sure do. Sure do. Have I ever reflashed a Smart Life switch? So that's what this thing is, right? This thing, that's the app that this thing uses, is the Smart Life. So I haven't flashed it, but I know it's got an 8266 chip. So if I could find all the right pins, then I would give it a try. I'm pretty sure that this button, it's got a button on it. The button's right here. So I'm pretty sure that that button is to GPIO 0. Is that the button? No, there's the button. So I'm pretty sure that button is to GPIO 0. But finding the other pins and making sure that we got it, you know, wired up right for flashing will be the challenge there. So, have I made a switch that can make your car door open when you get close to it? No, I haven't. That would be cool. I'm sure you could do it. It would take quite a bit of hacking, but it would just really take. How would I do that? Oh, hey, thanks, Chris. Look at that. That's super cool. Did you guys see that thing pop up there? Thanks, Chris. Thanks. That's cool. That's awesome, man. Appreciate it. So how would you get your car door to open when you get close to it? You know, you'd have to have something that already opens the door, maybe. So, you know, if you don't have a door that already, you could unlock it, maybe a little bit easier, but you might want to be a little careful about having, you know, something that unlocks your car door. I don't know, man. I'd have to give it a lot of thought, and you'd have to put a lot of consideration into how are you going to keep it safe still, right? How are you going to keep it so somebody doesn't just figure out? I mean, I think it's the likelihood that anybody's going to figure it out and pop your door open while you're at the grocery store or whatever, very low, right? I mean, in most neighborhoods or whatever, it's not going to happen. But I don't know. That'd be interesting. I could probably, I'm definitely going to try and work some smart stuff into the bug. Okay. The bug I want to do, have you ever heard of, well, it's Arduino Auto, right? But you can run it on a Raspberry Pi and put it in a car. So in the bug, I want to have like the speedometer and, you know, the radio and all that stuff be a Raspberry Pi with a couple touch screens. That's the dream. And so I'll have the navigation. I'll put 3G on there, have navigation, and then stuff like speedometer and odometer to give you miles or kilometers, and all those things will be on there. Hey, bud, want to come say hi? I'm not recording. I'm living.
He's living.
Yeah. Hey, James. One stream for each count. Oh, I missed what you guys were talking about. Need to Tasmotize Guamaso with some Node Red. I'll be in a few minutes, guys. I'll be in a few minutes to do bedtime. Love you. Good night. I'll see you in a few minutes. Bye.
Yeah.
Oh, you just want to be in the video. That's great. Say hi.
Hi.
Wait, get over here so they can see you.
Hi.
All right. Okay, I'll see you in a few minutes.
All
Okay, close the door. Thanks. All right. Now what did I miss? You need to do it. Tasmatize Guamaso with some Node Red how-to videos. When I go to Reynosa, someday I'll go back to Reynosa and get some Guamasos. I need to do some advertising for them so they'll send me some Guamasos. Call it Herbie, right? What year is the bug? It's a 1970, Mark. It's a 1970, and it's in great shape. So at some point in the past, somebody had the genius idea to coat the whole undercarriage, the whole thing, insides of the fenders, the whole bottom, you know, from front to back. And they coated it with like that rhino hide, like bed liner stuff, right? That you see sprayed in truck beds. So the whole bottom of the car is coated with that stuff. So there's like, I can't say no rust, but like almost no rust. So, I mean, that thing's going to last forever. And there's a few parts. The guy that we bought it from had a fire with the motor. And so some of that stuff burnt off in a couple spots, but I'm just going to recoat it because that's genius. So if you have classic cars, man, that is a smart thing to do to keep them from rusting. I'm so glad that guy did this. So I've got a really cool car. Very excited about it. All right. Night, kids. Sleep well. Thanks, man. One being the forum last night. Oh. Blue Iris. Yeah, there's Blue Iris. Blue Iris is probably the one I would do. You do have to pay. But who else? Somebody's using iSpy. Tyson does, and I think maybe a couple others use iSpy, which I think is also pay, right, guys? And then there's, help me out, name the free one. It's a lot harder to work with, or a little harder to work with. More access to features and functions, which makes it sometimes a little trickier to get working if you're not familiar with all the functions, right? Is there a way to change the order of the badges in Home Assistant? If you do it in Lovelace, I think when you do it in Lovelace, I think they show up in the order that you put them in. When it puts them up there on its own, I don't know. I seem to always see, I don't see them all in the same order, but I do see, like on mine. Let me switch over real quick to my other side. So when I see all my badges like that, it seems like these badges here for who's home, that's always in the same place. And then all the ones for the sensors, for the alarm and stuff, are all in the same place. The stuff in between, it might always be in the same place, or it might switch around. I'm honestly not exactly sure. I would only know for sure how to set them in a specific order in Lovelace. So, oh, iSpy is free. Good to know, Chris. Thank you. It's $60 for Blue Iris, I think, if I recall. Thought they were alphabetical. They might be alphabetical. Are they alphabetical by, or did they show up even? Maybe they show up by how you've got them ordered in the configuration as well. I don't know. That's a good question. Huh. I'll have to find out. Custom group. Oh, okay, good. You can do a group. iVideon, because it works on Linux as well as Windows and Mac. Ooh, I'll have to check that one out. I say that. I wish I had time to check them all out. You know I don't. I wish I did. Really, really do. All right. Badges are listed as they are in the group. Could be. Do I have a group for those? I think somebody just got a spanking out there. Can't tell though if they're playing. Group those sensors, man. I know. I'm just leaving it all here until I get it all in Lovelace, and then once it's all in Lovelace, then you know it'll be pretty. Yeah, they're still not all grouped, but here's my Lovelace. It's better. See, Lovelace is better. It's beauty. And you don't have to worry about it. Every time you add a new sensor, it pops up with a badge, and you know, I don't want to go through the trouble of grouping them all up. Oh, messy. All right. What's the command for Tasmota and remembering state? Power retain on. Right? Rob can tell you. I'm starting to get drowsy. But I think it's power retain on. So power retain on 1 or power retain on 0. And then there's also what, like switch retain or something? I think. So All right, fellas, I am gonna wrap it up. I hate cutting off 91 viewers. That's awesome. Thanks for coming around, guys. I'm sorry it's been so long, but boy, did I have a good weekend. I just really had a good time, and it was one of those sharpen the saw kind of moments. You heard about that, Brad? Thanks, dude. That's awesome. I appreciate that, buddy. That's really cool. Anyways, I appreciate it. Thank you. I was gonna say the sharpen the saw, right? You guys have heard where that's coming from. If you spend all your time trying to saw down the tree, and it gets harder and harder and harder and harder. And if you stop sawing for a minute, there you go, Brad. There's your cool shout out on the stream. Thanks, man. If you stop for a minute, even though you're actually not working, actually not accomplishing that thing, stop for a minute and sharpen your saw. When you get back to sawing at the tree, you're going to go that much faster and do that much better. So this was definitely one of those sharpen the saw weekends for me. I got to be with my dad, brothers, kids, and just got in there and got greasy and dirty and did some fun stuff. So am I saying bye? I am, Luis. I am saying bye. I gotta get kids to bed and back to work in the morning, and but I wanted to do something tonight. I missed hanging out. If I get a chance, maybe we can stream again on Wednesday. We will definitely be streaming. I'm gonna guess a few times from the Maker Faire. It'll be on Saturday, our time, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. So I'll probably maybe I'll do some, like, as we're setting up, do a little bit on Friday, like as we get the display done and set up, and then we'll do it several times during the day on Saturday, just to pop in, say hi, you kind of watch what's going on, get to see what it is, and anyways, spend at least 4 hours sharpening. There you go, curmudgeon. That's right. If you're gonna spend 6 hours on the tree, you gotta spend at least 4 hours sharpening the saw. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Thanks for showing up. Eastern time. It's Mountain time. Mountain time, Willington. Mountain time. How do you hook up a Sonoff SV for fall screen to lock software? Undercover. Find us on Discord, and we'll get you the help you need getting stuff set up. What was this live streaming? A little bit of everything. What was it, guys? It was a lot of this. It was a lot of the touch, right? We talked a lot about the touch and kind of ways to modify it to get it to fit and work. We talked about this other switch. We talked a little bit about the RF thing. That's why I got those things out here. Talked a lot about the bug, right? The new bug we got. So it was fun. It was a good stream. So go back and watch it if you missed it. Okay. Do I have videos on how to do Haas Maker Fairs? I should, right? Well, I got those two about how to make the dragon and stuff. Is it just me, or is the audio lagging about half a word? I would not be surprised. Sometimes that happens. I'm not going to be on Discord right away, Lewis. I'll be back on Discord again tomorrow, because I got to get these kids to bed and get myself to bed. But there'll be other people on, and if not in my Discord channel, then in the Home Assistant Discord channel. If you just go to DrZzs.com, www.DrZzs.com, it'll give you links to everything you need. I think is probably, I don't remember now if we put link in there for the Home Assistant Discord or for the DrZzs Discord, but anyways. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate the guys with the donations. You don't ever have to do that, but I do appreciate it. It's awesome. And I'll keep doing the best I can to do good things and have a good time. So the Discord channel, I'll share it one more time just in case anybody misses it. There's Facebook too. You can go there. Invite people. Edit link. Never expire. Create a link. Copy. And paste. All right, fellas. Have a great night. Thanks for being here. Appreciate all you guys. Love visiting with you. See you again real soon. Have a good night. Adios.